Oh my god, it's muted. Oh my god, it's muted. TJ! You fixed it, bro. You fixed it. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I was muted. So basically today we're doing an underdog draft. So if you don't know what underdog is, it's basically a platform where you can do like sports betting and draft fantasy football teams and make pick'ems and stuff. So today I was just drafting and I was like, why not just start streaming? Who cares? Let me spread some knowledge. Let me spread some knowledge to the boys here and teach you how to draft a good fantasy football team. So what we're gonna do is take an unstack Jaden Daniels here. Okay, so basically, since we have a little bit of time, let me go ahead and explain exactly how this works. So basically, this is a best ball draft, and what best ball means is whenever you draft a team, a normal fantasy football team, you got to set your lineups every week. You don't know more football than me, okay? You don't. You really don't. I'm kind of goated at this kind of stuff nowadays. But listen. Let me explain this, and then I'll start reading chat, okay? You're distracting me, brother. You're distracting me. How do streamers do this? Who knows? So, what an underdog draft is, best ball draft, regular fantasy football team, okay? Every week, you got to set your lineup. Every week, got to manage the waiver wire. Oh shit, I gotta get this running back. I gotta get this wide receiver, stuff like that. But in this underdog draft, you draft one team and that's it. That's it. So basically, what happens every week is whoever scores the highest points is then put into your starting lineup. So you're gonna start 2 running backs, 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, a flex, and a tight end. So what we're trying to do here is just maximize, let's go ahead and draft. We are going to draft Jalen Waddle here. Jalen Waddle should be rising up in these drafts because, ever since the Jonnu Smith trade, we're going to have the targets concentrated a bit, We're going to have the targets concentrated to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and I guess Darren Waller, And Devon Achane, of course. Achane's going to be getting a lot of targets as well, but, main wide receivers. Buddy, I know you know how to do fantasy, okay? I know you know how to do fantasy. I'm trying to teach you how to do this fantasy. This is different. It's best ball. It's not... You're pissing me off, brother. You're pissing me off. I'm looking at you right now, okay? Listen to your uncle. You hear me? Listen to your damn uncle whenever he's fucking talking, okay? This is different where you don't have to set a lineup every week, okay? The players that score the highest points, so say, I got Jalen Tolbert. Okay, say I got Jalen Tolbert in my lineup here. If Jalen Tolbert scores 30 points, he automatically slides into the starting lineup. Okay, and then over Jalen Waddle, who may have scored 5 points that week. That's how a best ball tournament works. Okay, so that's why there's no waiver wire. There's nothing. We just got to draft the team that we get, and then from there, we can win some money or we can lose some money. This is a $1 draft. I was like, fuck it. I'm in a $1 draft. Who gives a shit? It's fucking $1, right? So we're gonna go ahead. Let's take a look at the board here so I can kind of explain my strategy. So I started with the Bijan Robinson. Usually he doesn't fall that far. Usually he goes around picks 2 to 4. Getting him in pick 5 is kind of crazy. The thing is, Jalen Tolbert, if he does score 30 points, I got him on lock, brother. I got him on lock. He's going to slide into my starting lineup. Either way, it was a damn example. You ever heard of an example in school? Okay? It's an example. I'm not saying he's going to score 30 points, but if he does, he slides into the damn starting lineup, okay? Anyways, let me go ahead and make my selection here. It looks like this guy takes Jordan Addison. Let's go. Usually I do this on my phone, which is the problem. Here, we're just going to take James Conner. Just take the top of ADP guy here. Not really a fan of Deebo Samuel this season, at least in this range. In this range, I'm more or less looking for somebody to fall to me. Someone like Jordan Addison. Someone like Chris Godwin would be a pick. Any of these, Joe Mixon, Trey Anderson, RJ Harvey, any of those guys would have been better than the options that we had there. But here we're going to take James Conner. Sure, he's an old man. He's unk. But we'll take him. I don't really want Jacoby Myers here. Jacoby Myers usually goes around, the 6-7 turn. So why am I going to reach on him here when I already have 2 pretty solid wide receivers? And I'm pretty sure we'll get a decent one on the way back here. Looks like we got some good wide receivers on the way back. Some decent wide receiver 3s. And like I said, in this league, we got to start 3 wide receivers. So let's see what the team here does. He takes DeAndre Swift. We're not looking at running back really, so it's honestly good to see running backs slide off the board. Usually running backs are not high value in underdog drafts because wide receivers, you have to start 3 of them, and running backs only 2. And of course, you can have one of them in the flex. So like maybe James Conner will slide in the flex. I would take Quinshon Judkins. That is a good pick here. I don't know why it's saying I have 0 seconds. It's 20 seconds. But I'm going to take Ricky Pearsall here. The thing with Pearsall is, Brandon Ayuk, he's injured. So we got Sticky Ricky in the wide receiver position. We got Juwan Jennings. And then who's wide receiver 3? Who knows? I think it's going to be Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver 1. Juwan Jennings, wide receiver 2. And then wide receiver 3, I guess, Demarcus Robinson, I think what's going to happen, at least Ricky will give us some very good early season until Brandon Ayuk comes back. But until then, Ricky's going to give us some good production. And yeah, Quinshon is going to be good. He is going to be very good. But if you look at my team right now, we got Bijan, we got Chase Brown, we got James Conner. We're not looking to take another running back for a while. Honestly, we've got 3 solid pieces that can give you starting caliber points every single week pretty much. For a good portion of the season, of course, injuries could happen. But, we're not accounting for injuries here because we're just trying to get the most upside as possible here. Take a sip of water. Yeah, so I would look for that running back. In a normal league, you'd probably go for that running back, Quinshon Judkins. But in Underdog, wide receivers are very important. So we are going to go ahead and take Ricky Pearsall there. And here, what we're looking for is we're not looking for Pat. We're not looking for Baker because we're trying to look for a stack if we're looking for somebody. So really what we're going to be targeting later on is Brock Purdy for Ricky, Tua for Jalen Waddle, and then Justin Herbert for Ladd. Honestly, I'm okay with TJ Hawkinson here. Get a tight end going, but we'll see if he falls. If not, I like Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman, the thing about him is he's not going to have very good quarterback play probably unless AR somehow takes a step forward, which probably, it's in the range of possibilities. He's a young player. You never know. But either way, we're taking him as like a wide receiver 4 here. Right now, he's wide receiver 50 on Underdog. I'm going to take him here. Ain't that bad, considering he's probably going to have the production. I think this guy took Patrick Mahomes for no reason. That's okay. And we are going to take Michael Pittman. I like Michael Pittman. He's a solid player. AR does suck. I agree with that. He really needs to learn how to throw. I'll be honest. He needs to learn how to throw. Yeah, I remember that. I can't believe he did that. Let's take a look at Lamar, bro. You think Lamar? Let's go see who has Lamar here, and then actually 1 sec. I'm gonna look at Lamar's stats in a second. Let me just figure out who I want to draft here. So we got 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Got nobody for Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a good pick here. I could take Brock Purdy and then be done at quarterback, which might be what I'm going to do here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna take the shot on Brock Purdy here. So we got Jaden Daniels and Brock Purdy at quarterback. So that means we are done at quarterback. Because in underdog drafts, you can either take 2 or 3 quarterbacks really. But when you take an elite quarterback in the first few rounds, so let's look at the draft board here, right? Jaden Daniels, I took at round 4. I took in round 4. That's an elite level quarterback talent there. So like the elite level quarterbacks would be Lamar, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. Those are probably the top 4 quarterbacks where you can go ahead and just stick with 2 quarterbacks if you take one of them because they have the rushing upside. So they can, even without passing, they can just go ahead and score like 30 fantasy points just off of rushing. So it's basically like just drafting another running back there that also passes the ball, And in these kind of drafts in a 4-point passing touchdown format, you're looking for the quarterbacks that have the rushing upside, because a rushing touchdown is 6 points, passing touchdown is 4 points, and then rushing yards also contribute to a lot of it. And I don't know why I can't open up Jaden Daniels' profile right now, but if you were to open it up, you could see he did a lot of rushing yards last season. So we're done at quarterback here is what I'm trying to say, because we got the elite level with Jaden Daniels. We got a pretty good one with Brock Purdy, who's stacked with Ricky Pearsall. So say if, Ricky Pearsall scores 3 touchdowns, what does that mean? That means Mr. Brock Purdy himself has 3 passing touchdowns. 4 times 3 is what, Dage? 4 times 3 is what? It's 12. Okay, I'm sure you learned that in math class a couple days ago. right? I don't know what grade you're in. You probably learned it in fucking last week. Who knows? It ain't gonna be a sophomore slump. CJ did not have a sophomore slump. That's a bot take. Okay, he did not have a sophomore slump. He played really well considering his situation. Considering top three wide receivers were out for a good chunk of the season, and his O line was dog shit. Why am I on autopilot? Why am I on autopilot? I think I've Why did it just put me on autopilot? I'm taking Mark Andrews here. Gonna get that. Steal him from the Lamar team, but that's not really why I took him. I mean, if the Lamar team wanted him, he probably would have taken him here at 112, but he did not. Yeah, if Ricky Pearsall breaks out, I'm going to win a lot of money here. I mean, we're taking him as wide receiver 3 on our team here. And I mean, if he has a good season, I'm down for it, bro. Down for it. We got Brock Purdy stacked up with him too. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'd love to see it. I mean, Brandon Ayuk is definitely a good wide receiver. He had a tough season last season. And, I mean, I'm sure when he's back, he'll probably retain his role as wide receiver 1. But I think Ricky Pearsall can be a solid 2. I don't think Juwan Jennings is really going to be anything other than a backup. I mean, we've seen a very large sample. I mean, I might be wrong, but we've seen a large sample of Juwan Jennings just doing nothing. We are going to take Luther Burden here. His price is very good these days, especially getting him, 9 picks past ADP. I mean, a month ago, he was getting taken in like the 5-6 turn. Let me go ahead and look at the draft board. I think Luther Burden, not the 5-6, sorry, the freaking 9-10 turn. He was getting taken up here with Rashid Shaheed. I think he's a tier down from that kind of receiver where Rashid Shaheed, he's gonna be on the field like 80% of the time. Sure, he doesn't have good quarterback play. Sure, he's not that good of a prospect. He's not that good of a player, but he's gonna be on the field 80% of the time. Luther Burden is kind of a question mark. You don't know how long he's gonna be on. We got Roma Dunze to compete with. You got DJ Moore. You got Cole Kmet, and then you got the new other rookie, Colston Loveland, that just got drafted in the top 10 picks, So Luther Bird's got a lot of competition, so this is a good price for him here around, the Hollywood Brown, Christian Kirk range. We are going to go ahead and take him there as our wide receiver 5. So if we look at our team right now, we got Jayden Daniels and Brock Purdy at quarterback. Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, James Conner, solid running back room at running back. And then Ladd McConkey, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Michael Pittman, Luther Burden at wide receiver, and then tight end Mark Andrews. This is looking like is going to be a 2 quarterback build, 2 quarterback, 5 running back, 8 wide receiver, and then 3 tight end. 2-5-8-3 kind of build. I mean, if Christian Kirk or Marvin Mims falls here, I will be very happy to take either one of them. And honestly, I'm a pretty big Mims fan this season. He has, look at this blurb here. WR2 candidate for Broncos. You got the WR2 for Bo Nix, bro. Bo Nix is kind of goated. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure he didn't play that much in the last few seasons, but I think they've probably realized that Marvin Mims is actually a decent player, and he can provide value to the team. And also for this kind of draft where you never know, for this kind of team where you never know, what the spike week is gonna be. If it's a best ball tournament, Marvin Mims is pretty good. He's a field stretcher. He might have like a 20-point week that can just slide into the lineup, But I mean, if Christian Kirk falls here, what do we think, bro? What do we think? Christian Kirk or Marvin Mims? I don't know why. I wish I could see my timer. I don't know why my timer's glitched out. Christian Kirk or Marvin Mims? Spam the chat. Fuck, I'm taking Christian Kirk, bro. I'm doing it. After talking up Marvin Mims, I think Christian Kirk can provide some solid production in the beginning before Jaden Higgins is online. But I don't know. Maybe I should have taken Marvin Mims. But the thing is, Christian Kirk usually doesn't fall that far, so I was like, let's go ahead and go for him. We got him, 17 picks past ADP there. So I'm going to go ahead and take Christian Kirk. Marvin Mims, I'm a fan of him. I have a lot of Marvin Mims already. I think he's going to do well, but Christian Kirk, I think he's solidified at least as the wide receiver 2 for a while until Jaden Higgins is online. Christian Kirk's probably still going to be wide receiver 3. I don't know, maybe Jalen Noel might take his role later down the season, but we'll get some production at the beginning of the season. And we are not taking a quarterback here. I did say we might take Tua, but we already have Brock Purdy here. Brock Purdy stacked up with Ricky, so we are not going to take Tua. We are not Gonna take Justin Herbert, which is already gone, long gone. That might have been a good pick other than Brock, but I think the Brock Purdy pick's all right. Here, I think we are just gonna take. We're gonna take Grendo, just in case our boy Christian McCaffrey suffers another season-ending injury. I believe Isaac Grendo will be the starting running back there. Most likely he'll be the starting running back, and usually the running back for San Francisco 49ers will pop off, as we've seen with Jordan Mason last year, as we saw with Isaac Grendo last year as well. Whenever Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey were injured, Isaac Grendo had a pretty good game. I wish I could open this up to show his stats here while that's happening, but let's go ahead and just look at the board here. Go ahead and look at the board. Yeah, so, I mean, Isaac Grendo's just a pick. It's just we'll see if Christian McCaffrey gets injured. It can happen. It's happened before. It's happened last season. So we'll see, but either way, we have our starting running backs anyways. Isaac Grendo's just a backup pick. Like we said, we don't have a waiver wire here, so if Bijan Robinson gets injured, we can't go ahead and sub him in and take Tyler Algier later off the waiver wire, Draft who you draft, and that's who you're stuck with. And that's why we're going to take Isaac Grendo here. And next, Jack Bech. Jack Bech might be a good pick here. Rookie wide receiver, gets some upside. Or we could take Kyle Pitts. And we'll see what these next two people... Okay, Kyle Pitts goes. I was probably going to take Kyle Pitts there, since we only have one tight end right now. I think we're going to want Zach Ertz on the way back here to stack. So actually, I will take Jack Bech. I will. So we have, right now we have 2, 4, 7, 1. We're going to take one more receiver, one more running back, 2 more tight ends. And let's take a look. Jack Bech, he could provide some value later on. I know there was a blurb that said he wasn't taking first team reps, but I believe... what are we going to take from a June minicamp, bro? Why am I opening up Epic Games? Open this up. Why are we going to believe a blurb from June, bro? We got to look at the training camp that's going to happen at the end of July here. I believe, why would they take Jack Bech? What was he? What round did he get taken in? I think it was a pretty early round, right? They're definitely going to use him. But either way, he's our wide receiver 7 here. We really got our core: Lad McConkey, Jalen Waddle, Sticky Ricky, Michael Pittman. That's our core 4, okay? And then these guys are all just going to slide in whenever possible. Whenever there's a bye week, we slide them in. Here, we are going to take Zach Ertz. I don't believe we'll get him back. We'll get him on the way back since we're 14 picks away, and he's the highest tight end on the board. So we're going to get a stack with Jaden Daniels. I know Jaden Daniels likes to look at Zach Ertz in the red zone, so this could be a good pick for that. But either way, I needed another tight end. Zach Ertz was the highest available. Zach Ertz is a Washington Commander, stacks with Jaden Daniels. We should be good, and I like this team. I like the picks that I like this season. Are pick 1 is kind of ass, I'll be honest. Sure, you get Jamar Chase. Other than that, what do you get, really? It's like, pick 1, you have to rely on everybody else to be like, oh, I'm skipping out on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's not going to I'm not going to take Joe Burrow here. We're going to let him fall to the Jamar Chase team. Things like that, But, pick 5, it's in the middle. You get a lot of values fall to you here because you have less people to compete with. On the way back, if you go left, you only got 4 people to compete with. On the other way, you only got 7. But if you're on pick 1, you got freaking 11 other people to compete with to get your player that you want. So it's that sucks. And also, Jamar Chase, he's probably going to be a very good asset this time, but that's the only time you can ever get him, is the thing. I don't even know if Jamar Chase is the number 1. Should be going number 1. I feel like CD should be going number 1, considering how it was a couple seasons ago when Dak didn't get injured. My God, CD freaking popped off. And I think he should be going at least number 2, which happened in this draft. But a lot of times CDB going in like number 5, 6. I do not believe that should be happening. Either way, let's go ahead and look at the board. Let's look what we got coming up. If I take Demario, that is the last wide receiver we'll take. I really like Justice Hill in this range. Jay Jettis is the best receiver in the league. I'm not going to say he isn't. One second. Let me go ahead and make a pick here. Let's just take Mason Taylor, get the rookie upside for later season. Sure, he's on the Jets. We'll see what happens with the Jets this season, but we are just running back wide receiver here. CD number 1, the reason I'm not saying he's the number 1 receiver, okay? Obviously, everybody knows Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league. But the thing is, he has a question mark in quarterback, okay? He has J.J. McCarthy at quarterback, who we haven't seen play. He's good. He was good in college, obviously. But we haven't seen play, so we don't know exactly how he's going to work out this season. So that's why there's a little bit of skepticism, with what he's going to do. We already know that Dak can provide very good fantasy numbers for CeeDee Lamb. We already know Joe Burrow can provide very good fantasy numbers for Jamar Chase, right? I'm not knocking Justin Jefferson as a talent, okay? At all. We're running back wide receiver, like I said. We are going to take Justice Hill if he falls here. Justice Hill is one of my favorite later picks. Perfect, we get him. Justice Hill is one of my favorite later picks because the thing about Justice Hill is he's a receiving back pretty much. What the Ravens use Justice Hill for is just for third downs, for 2-minute drills, things like that, right? So you're going to get production from Justice Hill no matter what. Even if Derrick Henry doesn't get injured, you're going to get production from Justice Hill as a receiver. And with fantasy drafts, you get half point per reception. So that really helps with receiving. And then Justice Hill has the explosiveness to turn a reception into a very good yard gainage. So I feel like he should be going a bit earlier, and I'm going to pounce on him every single time he went 6 picks past ADP. That's kind of crazy. 5 picks past ADP. That's crazy. I usually take him before ADP. And getting him at 197 is such a good value. So I'm very happy about that. We are done at running back. We are taking one last wide receiver here. And yes, Jamar Chase is most likely going to be good because he has Joe Burrow. Yes, of course. But I don't know if he's probably going to repeat a similar season that he had last year. But I feel like CeeDee Lamb also has that. So it's kind of a toss-up. CeeDee Lamb could be the wide receiver 1 in fantasy points. I'm not talking about skill-wise. I'm not talking about anything like that. About fantasy points, he could be the wide receiver 1 this season, like he was a couple years ago when Dak was fully healthy. Or Jamar Chase could be number 1. Even Justin Jefferson could be number 1. Okay? Any 3 of these guys could be number 1. We are going to take, as our last pick, we're going to go ahead and take my GOAT, Tutu Atwell. Tutu Atwell is expected to have increased snaps, and every time he's on the field, I swear to God, he's always stretching the field. So it's like you could get a spike week from him every now and then. And as a round 18 pick, it's like, who are you gonna take? How much better is Tyler Lockett than Tutu Atwell, bro? How much better is Jalen Coker than Tutu Atwell? Jalen Tolbert than Tutu Atwell? Tutu Atwell is probably the 3 there. I also like Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I don't know where he is. I like Marquez Valdez-Scantling because he's also a field stretcher, and that's what you're kind of looking for in best ball tournaments. But that's it. That's the team, bro. That's the team here. So we got Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, James Conner, Isaac Guerrero, Justice Hill at running back, right? At wide receiver, we got Ladd McConkey. We got Jalen Waddle. We got Ricky Pearsall. We got Michael Pittman. We got Luther Burden, Christian Kirk, Jack Betch, and Tutu Atwell at wide receiver. Okay? Quarterback, we got Jaden Daniels and Brock Purdy. Jaden Daniels stacked with Zach Ertz. Brock Purdy stacked with Ricky Pearsall. And then at tight end, we got Mark Andrews. We got Zach Ertz, and we got Mason Tyler. Pretty good team, right? Pretty good team. I think this is a pretty decent team. Let's take a look over here. This is a good team. We got stacks with both these guys. Very, very good running back room. We got 3 solid pieces here. These guys could slide it to the flex. 2 of these are definitely going to pop off every week. Chase Brown is like on the field 90% of the damn snaps. Bijan Robinson, 90% of the snaps. James Conner, we'll see. He's an old man. He might need a break, but I mean, based on last season, it didn't look like he needed that many breaks, but we'll see. That's why we're taking it as a running back 3 here instead of like one of the top picks because we just don't know. We just don't know. And Isaac Guerrero, he could pop off if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. Justice Hill could provide some usable weeks based on his receiving upside. Then we got Ladd McConkey. My God, bro, Ladd McConkey's a fucking GOAT, bro. I swear to God, he was the one bright spot on that shitty ass Chargers team last year. I mean, did we see what happened in the playoffs? Am I right? What happened in the playoffs, guys? Fucking ass Chargers, bro. I swear to God. But you know what Ladd McConkey did? He was like, "Fuck this. I'm gonna try to put my team on my back, okay? And I'm gonna go for what 200. Let's just look. All right, Ladd McConkey, playoff game stats. Right? Let's see what he did. He had 9 catches for 197 yards. Nah, he had 197, brother. 197 yards. 9 receptions off 14 targets, 197 yards, and 1 touchdown. Like, this guy is a wide receiver 1 through and through. Okay? And he has upside going. He was a rookie, you know? So it's like, we didn't know what he had back then. Now we do. I think year 2, he's probably going to have an even better season than he did last year. Last year, I think he had, what did he have? Let's see. Ladd McConkey stats. Let's see. What did he have? He had 1,100 yards. He had 1,100 yards as a rookie. And I'm pretty sure most of these, what am I trying to say? Most of these stats happened halfway through the season. Because in the beginning half, I swear to God, he was not doing that much. Because I had him on my fantasy team. I was like, bro, when is this guy gonna fucking pop off? You know? How do I like look at his week by week kind of stuff? Receiving. How do I look at it? Game log. Let's go. Okay. So if you look at the game log, he started here, right? So it's like, okay, yeah, 5 for 39, 1 touchdown. Decent. I mean, obviously not a breakout or anything. 2 for 26, 3 for 44, 5 for 67, good. 4 for 43, 5 for 46. And then the breakout happens. Look at this. 95, 94, 87, 58, 1 touchdown, 117, 83, 123. Like, dude, this guy, he broke out, bro. He broke out later on in the season. So it took like half the season for him to come online. So it's like, if you're expecting him, what are you expecting him to do next season? You're expecting him to regress back to what he was in the beginning half before he even played any of the snaps? No. Obviously, he's going to take a step forward. He's going to take a step forward, and he's going to play even better than he did. Jalen Waddle, this motherfucker, bro. This motherfucker, I swear to God. Tua Tagovailoa. I swear to, if you get another concussion, bro, you might as well just blow your own goddamn brains out. What are you doing? Fucking retire, brother. Tua Tagovailoa, if he stays healthy, Jalen Waddle is a top 24, top 20 wide receiver at least. Let's see. I think that was 2 seasons ago. Jalen Waddle's stats, right? Where was it? This season. 2022 season, I believe Tua, he stayed healthy the entire time. And this is what happened. 1,356 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's the kind of season we were looking for from Jalen Waddle here. Okay? For him to be viable as a fantasy receiver. Because last year, we do not want a repeat of this. We do not want a repeat of 744, 2 touchdowns. Bro, we don't want that. And we have less competition this time. We got Achane. We got Tyreek. We got Jalen Waddle. We have Darren Waller. We have old man Darren Waller, 35 years old. He's not going to do that much, I don't think. He's gonna be decent, but he's not going to do that much. I think main target's going to be Devon Achane, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. I think he has it in him to do this again. I don't think it's a talent problem. I just think Tua needs to stay healthy. I believe he can pull one of these out of his ass again. And then Sticky Ricky. I'm not going to go through every player here. I'm just saying the top two guys got to perform. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say for this team to fucking work out. Sticky Ricky, I believe, after he came back from being shot, he didn't play that much, but then afterwards he started playing a lot more, and then um, he did pretty well towards the end. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna show. I'm gonna pull up his stats as well. Ricky Pearsall stats. Let's see what he's got. I believe he was a round one talent as well. Let's go to the game log. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it looks like he came back versus KC. So I mean, you really don't have to count like half these games. I feel like, I mean, rookies take a long time to come on, right? I mean, he did well against Tampa, then he just like kind of disappeared these 3 games, even though it looks like the 49ers the 49ers did not play well at all. But he kind of broke out 141 here, 141 against Detroit, 69 against Arizona. I feel like towards the end he started playing really well. So I mean, if we can get production like this, he's a good wide receiver 3 for us here, and he's gonna be the wide receiver 1. I don't think Juwan Jennings has it in him to be the wide receiver 1. Otherwise, we would have seen that. I mean, let's just go look at Juwan Jennings. I don't even know how to spell his name. Juwan Jennings. I'm not knocking the guy. Not knocking the guy at all. He's obviously more successful than me, more handsome, everything. But I mean, let's see. So he did really well this 3-touchdown game against the Rams, right? And that was without Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk, I think, was just starting slow because he skipped training camp. And then Brandon Ayuk got injured. And then afterwards, it looks like 10 targets, 6, 9. I mean, these are not elite numbers. You know what I mean? 0 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, 0 touchdown, 2 touchdown, 1 touch. So this guy has 6 touchdowns the entire season. This is not elite wide receiver 1 kind of numbers, So I feel like they are definitely going to give Ricky the chance to be the wide receiver 1 until Brandon Ayuk is ready. And then when Brandon Ayuk is back, Sticky Ricky's going to go in the back and be a wide receiver 2, I believe. And Juwan Jennings is going to stay the 3. And it's like, what did Juwan Jennings do the last few seasons? It's like he had one good season, 2024. It's like 2021, 282, 416, 260. He regressed. And then just last year, because we had no talent there. Brandon Ayuk's injured. Deebo Samuel's fucking fat and injured and washed up as hell. Sticky Ricky's shot. I mean, like, what do you want to do? Christian McCaffrey's gone. Christian McCaffrey's gonna take half his targets, bro. Like, what's going on here? So we're not looking at Juwan Jennings as a threat, I don't think, and that's why I don't like drafting a lot of Juwan Jennings. Then Michael Pittman's a decent, PPR kind of guy. He'll get some receptions. He probably won't do too much with it, but I mean, get some points off him. Luther Burden, question mark. We'll see what his rookie season's like. Luther Bird's a good prospect. Rome Odunze is very good. DJ Moore is very good. But we got a new head coach. We don't know how they're going to, rearrange the receiving core there. So we'll see. Christian Kirk, like we talked about before, probably going to end up being a wide receiver 3. Definitely going to be the wide receiver 2 for a while until Jaden Higgins gets online. So he has some upside as well. Jack Betch, rookie. We don't know how it's going to go. Tutu Atwell, every time he's on the field, I love watching him. Field stretcher, can provide some decent spike weeks. Mark Andrews, he's a drop king, obviously, from that playoff game. But, I mean, we have so many seasons of Mark Andrews. Let's go look at Mark Andrews' stats. We have so many seasons of him just playing well. For a tight end, of course. I mean, it looks like he had a pretty good season last year, too. It's just, we have a sour taste in our mouth from the drop that he had against, against the Bills? It was a sour taste. I feel like he's not really stepping back. I think 2023 he was injured, I believe, which is why he has lower stats. But then, like, 847 is pretty good for a tight end. 1361's really good. I mean, he's been consistent. He's consistent. So, him as our tight end 1, decent. I mean, obviously, he's no Brock Bowers. He's no Trey McBride, nothing like that, which is why we take 3. The time you take 2 tight ends is if you take, go ahead and look at the draft board here. If you take Brock Bowers, whoa, what is this? How did he get Brock Bowers at 24? That's crazy. That's crazy. Either way, you take 2 tight ends when you get one of the elite guys like Brock Bowers, one of the other elite guys like Trey McBride. Maybe George Kittle, I think also you could get away with 2. And then Sam Laporta, I believe, you could get away with 2. Maybe even TJ Hawkinson. I feel like these are pretty good values here. The Sam Laporte and TJ Hawkinson value for tight end. When you got to start a tight end, I think these are pretty good values here. I like taking them. But then at the Travis Kelce kind of range, I think that's when you got to start taking 3 tight ends just to ensure that you got the points that you need from tight end. So yeah, that's why we got Mark Andrews, we got Zach Ertz, we got Mason Tyler with for the upside. You know, so all in all, decent team. I like it. We'll see what happens. Let me go look at the. So if I go to drafts here, right? If I go to drafts, I think that one was the $1 one. Let's see if I can get in the $100 one. Oh wait, active. Oh no, I have trolled. Let's see what my boys have drafted me. Oh no. I'm gonna. Oh no, I didn't realize I was fucking in this draft. Okay, either way, whatever. We'll see what happens there. But what was I trying to look at? I was trying to look at NFL $1. $1 draft. This one. I was trying to show the prize here. You get 20,000 in first here for this $1 draft. So it's like trying to make $1 into that much. But let's go ahead and turn off autopilot. Let's get our ass in here. So far, what we got on this team? We're done at wide receiver. Oh my god, what have we done? We're gonna take fucking Brendan Strage. We're gonna try to recover this one. I mean, honestly, it ain't even that bad. We're just done at wide receiver. We got two quarterbacks. We got Dak with nobody. This fucking autopilot. We got Dak with Javonte, I guess, and we got Baker with Bucky. Okay, we'll take it, bro. We'll take it. Why we get pick 1 anyways, man? That's so annoying. Every single time for the Dalmatian, by the way, we've gotten fucking pick 1 every single time. But we are done at wide receiver here. We are gonna go tight end, running back, quarterback, and we have 9 wide receivers for no fucking reason. Why did I just take that Pat Bryant? Oh, I didn't real. I've trolled this draft all the way, but we'll try to recover. I mean, it's not that bad, honestly, considering it's been auto drafted. It's really not that bad. We are gonna have to. It looks like I don't think Jake Ferguson's even here. We're gonna have to. Oof. This is not good. I think we're gonna have to stick with the 2 quarterback build here. This has been fucked. We are gonna have to take a running back. We're gonna have to take 2 running backs and then 1 tight end. It looks like. Man, okay. Let's see what happens. I believe we're on. What round are we on? 16? How do I look at... Where's the draft board? Oh, let me go to draft. Let's go to draft board. Let's see what happened. Jamar Chase, Bucky Irving, Tyreek Hill. This is definitely what I would have gone with anyways, by the way. Jameson, Devontae Smith, I would have gone with. Jerry Jeudy, I would not have gone with Debo. I probably would have gone with Quinshon Judkins. Baker, I definitely would not have gone with. Here, I would probably be looking at Keon. That's it, really. I'd probably take Keon Cooper Cup. Najee Harris is a good pick. Javonte, I think, has fallen, which is why I got him. Dak, I do not want Dak. All right, let's see. Maybe this is the one that wins, though. Maybe. You never know. Exit. We are going to go ahead and take 2 running backs here. Let's see what happens. There goes Kate Otten. We are looking for running back here. Because I think tight end we're kind of shot anyways. We'll just hope that Brendan Strage somehow has a Brock Bowers season. I mean, that's all we can hope for here, considering we have 9 fucking receivers for no reason. Goodness gracious. This is definitely a 7 wide receiver kind of build. Oh my god. These 2 are just useless. Don't need them. After we have this many fucking wide receivers, my god. My god. I mean, our wide receiver room's fucking, it's loaded. Loaded. Running back room's not even that bad. We got Najee Harris. We got Bucky Irving, elite. Najee Harris for the early points. Javonte he might be the starting running back. We'll see. Here I am looking for Justice Hill, and I'm looking for Nick Chubb, probably. Nick Chubb, Justice Hill. Let's go. Braylon Allen off. We are just running back, tight end. We literally cannot take anybody else. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, why am I on autopilot? Perfect. We get Nick Chubb, and we get our Justice Hill. We're probably have to be done at running back, and then we take just a random here. I mean, okay, the way we win the tournament with this team. Let's just spin a story here, you know. So, I mean, we have enough points to make it to. We definitely have enough points to make it to the playoffs, but the way we win this league is week 15, 16, 17. Bucky Irving gets a long 90-yard receiving touchdown each time. That's how we win this. Okay? Honestly, I don't see any other way. Bucky Irving needs to fucking be the best receiver on this planet so he can get the stack with Baker. Or maybe Joe Burrow gets injured. I'm just making up a scenario here. Joe Burrow, Tua will both get injured, but Jamar Chase, he gets a freaking 3-touchdown, 200-yard game off of Jake Browning. Okay? Tyreek Hill off of, I don't even know who the backup is. 3-touchdown game, 200 yards. Jameson Williams, fine. Jared Goff does well. That's fine. But we got everybody else doing well. And then Devontae Smith can be very good as well. So, and then Bucky Irving needs that receiving touchdown. Baker Mayfield needs like five touchdown pass to win this shit. All the Bucky Irving. So what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to tell you is that it's basically impossible to win with this team unless Bucky Irving is the best receiver on this planet. Okay? So we'll see what happens. Or Javonte, I guess. I mean, maybe Javonte's a good receiver. I forgot we had Dak. Maybe Dak and Javonte could be a very good stack. But we'll see. I would go ahead and try to take Dalton Schultz here. I really wish I'd noticed that this was on auto. And I would have just left the $1 draft for this. Because who gives a fuck about a $1 draft when this is $100? But no worries. Autopilot didn't do me that wrong. We drafted an okay team. Our wide receiver room is very good. Our running back room, you said the running backs are insane. They are pretty good. Not going to lie. It's a pretty good running back room. Pretty good wide receiver room. It's just the problem is the tight end, first off. And the quarterback room is good. It's a good quarterback room. I'm not going to lie. Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott have the ceiling of 30-plus points per game. As in, you know, they could throw 3 passing touchdowns each game, 300-plus yards. They have that kind of ceiling, you know? But the thing is, who are they throwing the touchdowns to, right? Baker's throwing it to Mike Evans. He's throwing it to Chris Godwin. He's throwing it to Mika Buka. He's throwing it to Jalen McMillan. I got none of those guys. He's throwing it to Kate Otten. I got none of those guys. So what we're trying to look for is him to throw a passing touchdown to our GOAT, Bucky Irving. Okay? That's the only way we're going to win the playoffs. Because most teams, if they have Baker Mayfield, they're probably going to have Mike Evans. They're probably going to have Chris Godwin. You know? They probably have somebody that's, you know, that's actually a wide receiver that's stacked with Baker. And then Dak, same thing with Dak. Who is he throwing the touchdowns to? He's throwing it to CeeDee Lamb. He's throwing it to George Pickens. He's throwing it to Jake Ferguson. He's throwing it to Jalen Tolbert. He's probably not throwing it to Javonte, I'll be honest. But maybe he is. You know, maybe in week 17, he's throwing it to Javonte. You never know. So, I mean, this team, it has a possibility. As a possibility to win. It's just unlikely, but I will show you my other teams in this same. You can draft 3 max in this tournament. So I'm going to show you those. You tell me which one you think is the best one, okay? As soon as. And I don't know why, literally every single time I've been in this tournament has been pick one. It's so annoying. I don't know why. I'm trying to diversify this tournament, because this tournament, you only have 3 max entries. So I'm like, I want to have all different players each time. So it's like, if you're at pick one, you have to take Ja'Marr Chase, because otherwise you don't get him. But I guess in this tournament you don't have to take Ja'Marr Chase, since you only have 3 max entries. I don't know. But it's like, I don't want pick one. I wanted like something else, but somehow I got pick one again. But we'll see. And obviously, if Joe Burrow had fallen, I would have had Joe Burrow. But Joe Burrow didn't even fall to the Ja'Marr Chase. Let's look at the fucking draft board, right? Where'd Joe Burrow go? Joe Burrow went at 65. To unstacked? Unstacked Joe Burrow? Kind of crazy. Oh, we got Mike Gesicki. But either way, that doesn't matter. We're going to take Dalton Schultz here. And we are done with this draft. So that's our team. Did I take him or what? Hello? I mean, I hope I took him. Let's go look at completed. Let's go look at 2025 season. Dalmatian. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I do have Dalton Schultz. We're going to look at the full draft. I'm going to look at my projected points. Projected 2780 honestly is not that bad. But, alright, TJ, tell me which team you think is best. This is my first Dalmatian team. Okay, which is one of the $100 drafts. Okay, so a quarterback, we have Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, and Sam Darnold. Okay, 3 quarterback build here, because we started with Joe Burrow, people that don't have rushing upside. Right? Running back, we got Josh Jacobs, Travion Henderson, Zach Charbonnet, Trey Benson, Rachaad White. 5 running backs. Josh Jacobs, starting running back. Travion Henderson, gonna become the starting running back probably by halfway through the season. Zach Charbonnet, anytime Kenneth Walker goes down, guess what? Zach Charbonnet stepping in, becoming a top fucking 10 wide receiver that week. Whenever that happened, Kenneth Walker just be getting injured left and right. Trey Benson, like we were talking about in the other draft, James Conner's an old man, okay? We don't know how many more fucking weeks he got left, to be honest. Trey Benson is the up-and-coming running back in Arizona. Rachaad White's got the receiving upside in Tampa. You know, he played 50% of the snaps last season. I believe he's going to probably play about 40% this season. Even if Bucky Irving's way better, I think they're still going to use Rachaad White for receiving and a couple other things. Okay, and then we got at receiver, we mentioned we had Joe Burrow here, right? Joe Burrow pick 72, by the way. Can I look at I guess I can look at the full draft. Joe Burrow, we got a pick 72. 10 picks past ADP, right? This is a fucking good Joe Burrow pick here. So it's we got Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins stacked up with Joe Burrow. So anytime Joe Burrow throwing 3 passing touchdowns, who's he throwing to? He's throwing to Ja'Marr Chase, T. Higgins, probably, right? We got Devontae Smith, very solid wide receiver 2 there on the Eagles. We got Cortland Sutton, wide receiver 1 for the Broncos. And we got him stacked up with Bo Nix. So anytime Bo Nix throws a passing touchdown, 4 points for Bo Nix, 6 points for my GOAT, Cortland Sutton. Brandon Ayuk, he's going to be back as the wide receiver 1, as we were talking about with Ricky Pearsall before. Brandon Ayuk is going to be back as the wide receiver 1 for San Francisco halfway through the season, probably 5 weeks, maybe, probably not even that long. Demario Douglas, just, fodder, kind of, whatever. We'll see what happens with him. And then we got Sam Darnold with Marquez, Valdez, Scantling. And then tight end, we got Njoku, Dalton Schultz, and Jatavian Sanders. Njoku's a solid tight end. Dalton Schultz probably might slide in a couple weeks. We'll see if he gets a spike. And then Jatavian Sanders, just kind of an upside kind of guy. We'll see if the Panthers are any good this time. But, I feel like this team's pretty good, right? You're saying this team's goated? I think it is too. Honest to God, we got the Joe Burrow double stack. We got Devontae Smith, such a good wide receiver. We got Cortland Sutton, wide receiver 1 for the Broncos on this team as a wide receiver 4 on my team. That's crazy. Brandon Ayuk, going to give us upside later. Demario Douglas, going to give us upside. Marquez is a field stretching option. See what happens with him. But this is a pretty good team. Okay. Then we're going to show my other team. The Dalmatian. Okay. This one, I was also given pick 1, like I talked about. And this time I was like, I'm not going to take Ja'Marr Chase. Even though Ja'Marr Chase is really good, I'm not going to take Ja'Marr Chase. I think I need to diversify in this same tournament since this is the exact same tournament. So I'm like, I'm going to take a Bijan Robinson team. I think Bijan Robinson is going to be very, very goated. He's probably going to be the best running back in this season. Probably above Saquon Barkley. Probably above Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Bijan Robinson has the upside. He has the receiving. He's very good at receiving. He's a 3-down workhorse. He's going to be playing 90% of the snaps, 80% of the snaps. He's going to have the goal line. I mean, he's got the movement down. He's got everything. Bijan Robinson is so good at football. It's kind of crazy. So I took Bijan Robinson at pick number 1 to diversify a bit. Okay. So here we got Josh Allen. We got Tua. Both AFC East kind of guys. So, I mean, whenever they're against each other, we probably have a shootout. That's pretty good, right? So, like I said, it's a 2-quarterback build because Josh Allen's an elite quarterback. We take him round 3, round 4-ish, right? So we're going to only go with 2 quarterbacks here because Josh Allen is going to provide a lot of it. I mean, like, we're betting on Josh Allen to be a quarterback 1 again. The quarterback 1 with 30-plus passing touchdowns, maybe like 800-plus rushing yards, 10-plus rushing touchdowns. That's what we're betting on when we're taking Josh Allen here at pick 25, right? And then we have Tua, which we have Tua stacked with a couple people later on that I'll show you, okay? So, yes, Josh Allen, Tua at quarterback. And then we got Bijan Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Ramondre Stevenson, Javonte Williams, Justice Hill. Justice Hill is one of my favorite picks, like I already explained multiple times in this stream, okay? Either way, Bijan Robinson, I've already talked about him. DeAndre Swift is probably going to be definitely going to be the running back 1 in Chicago, and I think Chicago is going to be a decent offense this time, so he's probably going to have even more upside than he did last season. Ramondre Stevenson is going to provide us decent points in the beginning of the season until Travion Henderson is online. Javonte Williams it's kind of like a dart. It's like, who's going to be the starting running back there? Maybe it's Javonte, maybe it's Jaden Blue, maybe it's Miles Sanders. You never know, right? Javante's the most likely outcome for a while until Jaden Blue's online, but we never know. And we got him. I mean, we got him 20 picks past ADP here. Whatever, we'll take him. Justice Hill, I've already explained multiple times. So the reason I took Tua, because I have Tyreek Hill, I have Jalen Waddle on this team. I have both of these guys on this team, and I have Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Ayuk, Keon Coleman stacked. Keon Coleman and Josh Palmer stacked with Josh Allen, and then Jalen Tolbert as our last wide receiver, pick round 18 wide receiver. We'll see if he gives us any upside at all later. I believe our wide receiver room is pretty good. This team kind of relies on Tua staying healthy. If Tua stays healthy, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle probably both top 15 wide receivers kind of. Tyreek's probably top 5 wide receiver. Jalen Waddle's probably top 15 wide receiver. So we're really relying on Tua, which is why we just make the whole bet that, Dolphins is going to be a good offense. So we just take Tua here. Because if we don't take Tua, it's like we already have Tyreek, we have Jalen Waddle. I mean, just take Tua too at that point because we're already betting that Tua is going to be good. We got Jerry Jeudy. No matter who's going to be on the quarterback in Cleveland, it's probably going to be a shitty offense, right? But they're going to have to throw the ball. And who are they going to throw the ball to? They're going to throw the ball to Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, and Deontay Johnson. I think Jerry Jeudy's probably the wide receiver 1 there. And, I mean, we saw last season, anytime he was with Joe Flacco. Was it last season? Well, anytime he had a decent quarterback that actually knew how to throw the ball, he was able to pop off. And then this team, we also have Brandon Ayuk. Who's going to give us good upside later on. Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Jalen Tolbert. Then Tyler Warren, very good rookie running back, tight end, not running back. Mike Gesicki, who can provide some upside for the Bengals because we already know Joe Burrow's goated. And then Darren Waller, who's also stacked with our GOAT to a Tagovailoa. And yes, I agree, the other one is better. This one is probably my best team in the Dalmatian. This one's probably my second best. This one's definitely the worst. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I think this is a pretty rare team to have because a lot of time what happens is Joe Burrow does not make it this far, so it's kind of impossible to get this kind of combination here where it's Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Smith with Joe Burrow. That's very impossible, honestly, because Joe Burrow rarely ever falls this far. This is kind of a risk that I took here in taking Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Smith here. Because usually when you take the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins team, it's like you need Joe Burrow. And if you want this team to work, you need Joe Burrow. You know, because it's like if Jamar Chase and T Higgins are doing well, who's throwing them the ball? It's Joe Burrow. So you're gonna have to have Joe Burrow on the same team. And I took a risk, and it worked out for me here. So I think this is a pretty unique team. Because I also got Cortland Sutton, who's a wide receiver one there. It's like, man, I don't know. This is good. I think this is gonna be a pretty decent team. And then we got Travion Henderson for the upside, Brandon Ayuk for the upside, Bo Nix that can provide us some spike weeks with Cortland Sutton. Zach Charbonnet provided some spike weeks with Kenneth Walker down. David Njoku just going to provide some solid, tight end floor. Probably get a few receptions, few like 40 plus receiving yards every week. Decent tight end. Trey Benson got the upside. Rashad White got the receiving. Sam Darnold could provide us some spike weeks with Marquez over here as the wide receiver 3. So, I mean, I believe this is probably the best team. We will probably win. Let's see. We'll win the 30K here off this. There's only 2,700 entrants that we have to fight against. So basically how this works is for an underdog draft, what happens is in weeks 1 through 14, you were against the 12 people that you drafted against. The 11 people that you drafted against, so those people that were all taking those the teams with me, we're going to go against them. And then the top, let's see, in this one, it looks like the top 4. Wow. The top 4 people in every draft. Oh, I'm definitely advancing then. Like, I'm definitely going to be top 4. The top 4 people in weeks 1 through 14 advance to the next round. And the next round is just week 15. And then week 15, you're going to be against 4 other people. So it's 5 people max. And then the top scorer that week is going to move on to the semifinals, it looks like, which is week 16. And then week 16, you're going to be against 8. You're going to be against 7 people. So it's a 8 people max. You got to be the top scorer there. And then at the end is a 23-seat final. 23. So then you're against 22 other people. And then either way, you're already in the money here. You're already going to be making $1,000. $1,000 plus. So if I make it to the finals, I'm already freaking back with my money here. It's like crazy. But then if I get first out of 23 people, I get 30K. And you know what, Tej? Because you were here in the stream, if I win this 30K, I'll give you $500. All right? That's a deal. All right? That's a deal. I give $500. Either way, all right. Let's go ahead and end this stream. Thank you so much for watching. I'm pretty damn tired. I'll be honest. I'm kind of exhausted. We're going to close out Queso. But, all right, man. Actually, let's open up Queso again. So then I can go to... Let's go back. Let me find the chat again because I want to see if you're saying anything. Let's go look. Okay, it looks like you're saying dub. Yes. All right, bro.